All right, so for today's deep dive, we have a pretty heavy stack of files. We're looking at police reports, FBI profiles, all surrounding June 7th, 1992.
This is the disappearance of the Springfield Three. Cheryl Levitt, her daughter Susie Streeter, and Susie's friend Stacy McCall.
And it's a case that it defies all the odds. I mean, how do 3 adult women vanish from a quiet middle-class home? No scream, no struggle.
Exactly. They just disappear into thin air.
So the mission here isn't just to recap the timeline. We want to really unpack what some of these files call the control paradox.
Right. How does one offender manage 3 adults at the same time without leaving behind, any physical evidence of a fight?
To even begin to understand that, you have to look at the scene. 1717 East Del Mar. It was graduation night for Susie and Stacy.
Yeah, and when you look at the crime scene photos, the house, it just looks eerily normal, almost domestic.
That's the term they use, mundane remnants. I mean, police files mentioned wet makeup wipes in the trash. Stacy's shorts were neatly folded.
Susie's bed was even turned down. This wasn't a scene of immediate violent chaos. It looks like they were just winding down for the night.
But that calm is exactly where the alarm bells start going off, isn't it?
It is. And the biggest red flag, right from the initial report, is the purses.
The purses, right. Friends found them the next morning.
All 3 of them, sitting side by side on the steps of the sunken living room.
My first thought when I read that was they just walked in and dumped their bags.
And that's what most people think. But psychologically, in a panic, in a blitz attack, things get dropped, they get scattered.
Sure.
To have 3 bags lined up neatly in a row, that implies a pause. It implies compliance.
So you're saying the offender was already inside or got in and calmly ordered them to put their bags down?
The profile suggests a commanding presence, someone who could give an order that 3 women would obey to avoid, escalation.
Right.
It's like psychological handcuffs. You don't need zip ties. If you can convince them compliance is their only way to survive.
Which brings us to that other weird detail, the porch light.
The glass globe was shattered, but the light bulb inside was perfectly intact.
A classic lure, right? Make a noise, draw someone to the door to see what happened.
It points to premeditation. This probably wasn't a random break-in.
But here's the thing that complicates the whole planned theory. Stacy McCall.
The variable.
Yeah, she wasn't even supposed to be there. It was a last-minute thing.
And that's the collateral factor. If the killer was targeting, say, Cheryl or Susie, he walks in expecting 1, maybe 2 people. He finds 3.
And wouldn't that normally cause an offender to abort the whole thing? Too many variables.
An opportunistic one, yes. But this person didn't bail. He adapted on the spot. To proceed anyway tells you this is a mission-oriented offender.
Someone with, what? Extreme confidence.
Or lethal fixation. Someone with incredible confidence in his tactical skills.
And that tactical angle points us directly to the biggest name in these files. Robert Craig Cox.
He's a very difficult suspect to just dismiss. He was in Springfield at the time, but more importantly, he was a trained Army Ranger.
And that kind of solves the physics problem of the abduction, doesn't it?
It does. A Ranger is trained to control high-stress environments. That training could explain how one man controls 3 women without leaving a drop of blood. He knows how to leverage fear.
Plus, you have that witness sighting of the green van.
A woman who looked like Susie was seen driving, and a male voice from the back yelled, "Don't do anything stupid."
Which just reinforces that whole control theory. They were moved while they were still alive.
Coerced, not beaten into submission. And Cox even taunted the police years later, claiming he knew where the bodies were.
But wouldn't talk until his mother died. Which she has. And he's still silent.
Right. So despite Cox, despite the van, there is one physical place that just keeps coming up. The Cox Hospital South parking garage.
The concrete tomb theory.
Yeah.
And this is where the frustration in the files is just palpable.
In 2007, an engineer, Rick Norland, brought in ground-penetrating radar, GPR.
And he scanned the concrete that was poured right after they disappeared.
And the data is just startling. He found 3 anomalies about 3 feet deep. These weren't rocks. The GPR showed disturbances that were consistent with the size and spacing of 3 graves.
And yet, police have never dug.
No, the official line is that the construction timeline doesn't match, that it's just debris.
But that's been disputed, right? The poor logs are supposedly ambiguous.
Very. And the refusal to just take a core sample, I mean, you literally just drill one small hole to test it, it leaves this permanent, frustrating question mark hanging over everything.
It's just a terrifying reminder of that pre-digital age. No cell phones to triangulate, no Ring doorbells, just silence.
You could literally just fall off the face of the earth.
So if we just strip all the noise away, what are we actually left with here?
I think we're left with a really provocative question about why institutions are sometimes so resistant. If those three anomalies under the hospital barrage are truly just rebar and trash, why is the resistance to drilling a single core sample so absolute? It makes you wonder if they're afraid of wasting money, or if maybe they're afraid of what they might find.